Hello and welcome back to the Uncharted series. Today I'll be covering Nathan Drake's final adventure, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, released on May 10th, 2016. Widely considered to be the peak of the franchise and still being considered one of the greatest games of all time to this day, over 7 years. Damn, 2017 is 7 years ago? While being nominated for Game of the Year in 2016 and being an obvious shoo-in for the award, it was beaten out by Overwatch? That can't be real.
The Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2016 is Overwatch.
That's gotta be the worst moment in Game Awards history until Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Anyway, let's get right into it.
You got a cigarette and a goddamn lighter?
The game opens up with a quote by the famous pirate captain Henry Avery. "I am a man of fortune and I must seek my fortune." This is just a quote that will be repeated a few more times throughout the game. We fade to our favorite treasure hunter, Nathan Drake, played one last time by Nolan North, driving a boat with an unknown man while being chased by other boats. The men on the boat start firing at Nate, and we get a small combat and cover tutorial as the mystery man fixes the motor, and after fighting off a few boats of enemies, a huge boat crashes into Nathan, and we cut to a young Nathan with a black eye being reprimanded by a nun for getting in a fight with another boy. This is the Catholic orphanage that Marlowe mentioned Nate used to live at in Uncharted 3. After the nun leaves, Nate sees a flashing light outside his window and gets excited about somebody named Sam coming to visit him. We get the climbing tutorial for the greatly improved free climbing mechanics, as well as the grappling hook that I'll cover more a little bit later. Nate finds Sam and we learn that Sam is actually Nathan's older brother.
Oh, you gotta learn to watch your back.
Alright.
Hey, it's good to see you, little brother. What is that? Really? Again?
It's nothing.
You told me you'd stay out of trouble, though.
He was talking shit about us.
So?
That's right, a previously completely unmentioned brother that Nate has had this whole time and we never heard about him. But they actually pull it off pretty well, as you'll see later. Nate tells Sam that the reason he has a black eye is because the other boy that he got in a fight with was making fun of Nathan's mom for committing suicide, also mentioned by Marlowe in Uncharted 3. Nate and Sam run across the rooftops of the orphanage until Sam gives Nate a surprise.
Check it out. Huh?
Whoa, you got the 250?
250? What are you talking about? No, this is the 500cc twin.
No way.
Yeah.
Where'd you lift it from?
Whoa. That's a low blow. But hey, I'll have you know that I am a changed man. Bought this with hard-earned cash. Yeah, come on, take a seat. What?
The only time you pull a stunt like this is when you're trying to make up for something.
You are too smart for your own good, you know that? All right. I got this job. Pays well. Really well. But, I gotta leave town for a little bit.
What's a little bit?
Like, a year. At the most, and then I'll be back before you even know it, all right?
You're bailing on me.
Come on, don't be so dramatic.
What, so it wasn't bad enough to leave me in that place? How could you do this to me, Sam?
Wait, I'm doing this for you. The money I make is for the both of us. And then in a couple of years, when you're out...
Years? Take me with you.
I can barely support myself.
I'll pitch in.
I know you think the orphanage sucks.
You have no idea.
Yeah, but it's the best thing for you right now. Well, you know, the bike wasn't the only surprise. And I guess I'm gonna have to ruin the next one.
What?
I found Mom's stuff. Everything that Dad sold, I tracked down the buyer.
Where?
On the other side of town. What do you say we go and get it back?
You mean steal it?
It's not stealing if it was ours to begin with.
I'm pretty sure the cops aren't gonna see it that way.
Well, then let's not get caught.
So Nate and Sam go to find their mom's stuff, but we'll pick up on this flashback later in the game. For now, we fade from a 12 to 13-year-old Nate to a probably mid to late 20s Nathan fighting in a Panamanian jail, which is a reference to one of the opening lines of the very first game.
Yeah, so unless you want to end up in a Panamanian jail, we should probably handle this ourselves.
Well, what's worse?
You obviously haven't been in a Panamanian jail.
This prison fistfight is the melee combat tutorial of the game, and just like the climbing and the gun combat, this is the best melee combat of the series. It goes back to the simplicity of the first two games' melee combat, thankfully ditching the much worse melee system that was in Uncharted 3. But while going back to almost the exact same mechanics as the first two games, I think that just the animations, sound design, and camera movements make this combat feel much more real and weighty, like two people actually beating each other up. The prison warden named Vargas breaks the fight up and sends the man Nathan was fighting with to be beaten by the guards, and he takes Nathan outside of the prison. Vargas is actually working with Nate to find the treasure of Henry Avery, and that's the main treasure of the game, Henry Avery's hidden pirate treasure. Vargas is just now finding out how much it's worth, and he wants a cut of the treasure. Nathan tells Vargas that if he finds anything, he'll give Vargas a cut. So Nate was put in the prison on purpose to explore this old part of the prison that Henry Avery used to be held in. Nathan climbs around and, more importantly, swings and slides across huge gaps with the grappling hook. The grappling hook adds so much to traversal. While definitely not bad, the previous games only had climbing up and down and side to side. There's nothing cooler than getting right to the bottom of a rock or mudslide and grappling just at the last second to get a big swing and flying through the air to land on an enemy with a takedown. So Nathan goes to Henry Avery's old cell, solves a pretty mid puzzle where he finds a numbered rock on the wall corresponding to a zodiac sign, and Nate finds an old crucifix in the wall. He goes back to Vargas and pretends that he didn't find anything. Vargas takes Nate back to the yard of the prison where he meets up with a grown-up Sam, played by the guy that's in every video game known to man, Troy Baker. Nate and Sam discuss what Nate found in the old prison, and as they're talking about Vargas wanting a cut, their third teammate on this mission shows up. This is Rafe Adler, played by Warren Cole, the son of very rich parents, hunting for treasure to find his own value and purpose in life after being in his parents' shadow his whole life. He wants to earn something independent of his parents' legacy to prove himself. But to Nate and Sam, Rafe is just a credit card of the group. To them, he serves no other purpose than to just fund their adventures. Neither of them like Rafe, and it's pretty obvious through their dialogue that he's aware of that, but he tries his best to get along with them anyway.
Wood with gold and silver inlay. It's well made. It's hollow. Why would one of Avery's men go through the trouble of hiding a cheap crucifix?
It's not a crucifix. Technically, a crucifix is a representation of Jesus. It's not Jesus.
You're right, there's no crown of thorns. He's tied to the cross. Well, if it's not Jesus, then...
Read the inscription.
Digna factus recipimus. We receive...
We receive the due rewards of our deeds.
Yeah. Look at you.
It's a benefit of growing up in a Catholic orphanage. That's St. Dismas.
Yeah, the penitent thief. What's the connection?
Guys, let's just pretend I skipped all of Sunday school.
Okay, during the crucifixion, Jesus is placed between two thieves, okay? One of them mocked Jesus. The other one, this guy, was penitent. Okay? He accepted his punishment with grace.
And Jesus brought him to paradise.
Penitent thief.
Yeah. What? You figured it out?
There is a cathedral of St. Dismas in Scotland.
Wait, the last sighting of Avery was in Scotland.
That can't be a coincidence.
No.
You know, I have my doubts about you too, but... let's find Vargas. Get the hell out of this shithole.
As they're discussing the cross, the inmate that Nathan was fighting earlier shows up with a gang to get revenge on Nathan for the fight. Nate, Rafe, and Sam fight them off, and midway through the fight, Vargas shows up and breaks them up. The guards are patting Nate down when they find the cross in his pocket. Vargas takes the three of them to his office and threatens to kill them for lying about not finding anything. Rafe comes to an agreement with Vargas on his cut of the treasure, and when he goes to shake his hand, Rafe stabs Vargas with a shiv. So like, what was the point of negotiating with him if you were just gonna stab him? Vargas shoots his gun, alerting the guards, and Nate, Sam, and Rafe all run through the prison and fight off guards. Just as they get to the outside wall of the prison, Nate and Rafe make it across, and Sam nearly doesn't make it, but Nate catches him at the last moment, and then this happens.
I got you! Come on!
Sam, no. No, you hold on! Hold on! Sam! Give me your other arm! Come on, reach! No! Sam!
We gotta move.
Oh, no, he's still down there.
No, he's gone. Come on, the boat's just beyond the wall.
No, I can't. Can't leave him behind.
Nate, your brother is dead. Either come with me or join him. Just have it your way.
Nate is forced to leave Sam behind, and him and Rafe escape to a boat when we get a title card. So yeah, that's why Nate never mentioned Sam. He was ashamed for leaving him to die, And as we'll see later, Sam's death is a very hard thing for Nathan to even think about. As Uncharted openings go, I would say this is probably the second best, because let's be honest, nothing can beat the opening of Uncharted 2. But as for Uncharted 4's opening, it establishes a lot of the major characters and storylines in a pretty short amount of time. These opening credits are also when we first get to hear the new version of Nate's theme. This time around, it's a lot more subdued and somber sounding of the original classic song. It's a more serious tone compared to the original 3 versions, but that can also be said about literally everything in Uncharted 4. After the title sequence, we cut to Nathan underwater searching for something while talking to somebody named Jameson on his radio. Jameson is voiced by Brandon Scott, who also voiced Henry in The Last of Us. They put some crates back in a damaged shipping container and is lifted out of the water by Jameson to reveal that Nate isn't on another treasure hunt. He's working his everyday job at a salvage company, and Jameson is his boss. Not another double-crossing, treasure-seeking associate of Nate's. After work, Nate is heading home when Jameson stops to give him some information about something they call the Malaysia job. Something Jameson has brought up to Nathan many times. A salvage that can make the company a lot of money, but they don't have the permits for it. So Nate shuts down the idea.
The ship is ours. No permits means no go.
Nathan has settled down with Elena and to put his reckless treasure hunting days behind him in exchange for a normal life. Nate is looking over the information that Jameson gave him on the Malaysia job before putting the file away, and we get a chance to look around his attic where we can find his jacket from Uncharted 2, the decoding device from Uncharted 3, a picture of Nate and Tenzin, and a little statue of the four-arm puzzle from Uncharted 2. He also opens a box with the St. Dismas cross inside and a book with the initials CM on it. Nate starts to pull a picture out of the book, but he can't bring himself to look at it. After looking at all of his little knickknacks, trinkets, and treasures, Elena calls Nate down for dinner, and Nate goes to sit and eat with Elena on the couch. She starts telling Nate about an article she's writing when he gets distracted by a picture of a tropical location, clearly reminiscing about the good old days. Elena calls him out for not paying attention to her story, and she can tell that Jameson asked Nate about the Malaysia job again. She tells him to take it, but he says he doesn't want to. Elena gets up to do the dishes, but Nate wants to do it for her. To decide who does the dishes, Nate plays Crash Bandicoot and tries to beat Elena's high score, but fails.
Play you for it.
You'll play me for it?
Yeah, your little TV game thing. I bet I can beat your high score.
You think that you can beat my high score on my TV game thing?
Yeah, I think you're scared now.
You don't even know what it's called.
I don't need to know what it's called. I've seen you play. It's
Right.
jumping and running, and I have a natural talent
Oh,
for that.
really?
So, what do you say, chicken? Is it a bet?
Oh, wow. Okay, cowboy.
Crash Bandicoot.
Is there a problem?
No, just, how do you make it go?
Push the start button.
I knew that.
All right.
I got it. What? Is that it?
You asked for it. Oh.
You gotta be kidding me. I practically had it.
You can give it another shot. Come on, double or nothing. My car could really use a good cleaning.
Really? You gonna start
Yeah.
the smack talk
There's
now?
this mode called easy mode. I just switch it.
Wow.
It's way easier on
No, just
easy
keep talking.
mode.
Keep talking.
What are you gonna do?
I'm warning
What are
you.
you gonna do?
I'm warning you.
In real life, what
Hey,
can you do?
I'm
Show
telling
me.
you.
What can you
I'm
do
telling
in
you.
real life?
What do you think about that? Huh?
They kiss on the couch and we fade to Nate in the early morning doing paperwork when somebody knocks on the door.
We're closed. Come on, man. All right, I'm coming. Coming. Asshole. Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm, looking for my little brother. It's about your height, a little bit leaner. Definitely less gray in the temples.
Sam?
It's good to see you again, Nathan.
God, Sam.
Oh, all right. Take it easy, take it easy.
How? I thought you... I saw you get shot.
Yes, you did. Right there.
Jesus.
Well, the doctors, they patched me up and they tossed me right back into the cell.
Yeah, but I made calls. I checked everywhere. Everything I heard, everything I found, it all confirmed you were dead.
Well, Nathan, we killed a guard. okay? So they wanted to see me rot in that cell for the rest of my life, and I nearly did.
Jesus, Sam, man, if I had known, I swear to you, I would have
You
come
would have
out.
come back. I know, Nathan. I know. What's important now, though, is that I'm out.
So yeah, Sam didn't die all those years ago. He was kept at the prison being blamed for Rafe killing Vargas. Sam asks Nate about his previous adventures, and the player gets to choose which game to talk about. And obviously I chose to talk about Uncharted 2.
Start with the best part.
And Nate is telling Sam stories until the sun is up, and Sam tells Nate about how he got out of prison. The previous year, his cellmate was the drug lord named Hector Alcazar.
Last chance to look at me, Hector.
So Sam has been telling Hector all about Henry Avery's treasure the whole time that they've been cellmates. And Hector asks Sam if he's confident if he could find the treasure if given the opportunity. Sam says yes as Hector's men show up and break the both of them out. For the first time in the series, we play as someone other than Nathan Drake as we get in the real first shootout of the game as Hector and Sam escape from the prison. In the getaway van, Hector asks Sam what he wants to do now that he's free, and Sam starts with normal things that he's been missing out on since he's been locked up, like a private shower, a real bed, and most importantly, sex. Hector throws Sam out of the van and holds a knife to his throat and gives Sam 3 months to find the treasure or he'll find and kill him. We fade back to Nate and Sam as Sam shows Nate another St. Dismas cross is going up for auction in 3 days. Except this cross is still intact, unlike the broken and hollow one they found in Panama. This cross is being auctioned off at a highly prestigious auction house known as the Rossi Estate that Sully could get Sam into.
I could take a second mortgage out on my house, and it still wouldn't be enough to... Yeah, you're gonna try and steal it, huh?
No. We are.
Oh, no. No, man, listen, I can't. I'm out.
What?
No, I just don't do that kind of thing anymore. Besides, there are plenty of other guys that are much more equipped to handle this kind of thing.
Like who?
I don't know, like, anybody, Charlie Cutter.
No.
No, he's my go-to guy for this sort of thing.
Absolutely not. I don't trust Charlie or anybody else that you've got on that phone with my life, okay? I need you on this one.
We get the final mention of Cutter, and Nate calls Elena to tell her that Jameson got the permits for the Malaysia job. He lies, making her believe he's going to the Malaysia job, as we fade to Sam and Nathan outside the Rossi estate in jumpsuits, when we get the sense that Sam and Sully don't quite get along.
And it would be a whole lot simpler if it was just the two of us.
Sam.
We could be inside already.
Not cleanly.
Have you even thought about a backup plan in case Sullivan gets cold feet?
No, because he won't.
Or if he got caught?
Sam, he knows the people running the auction. He's gonna schmooze his way right through that party, get upstairs, unlock the window, and we're in. It's a solid plan.
Uh-huh.
All right, fine. Good, say it.
What if he stole the cross for himself?
Not in a million years.
Victor Sullivan. Same Victor we're talking about, right?
Yes, he's double-crossed people in the past, but not us.
No, not you.
I know you two have never seen eye to eye.
Huge understanding.
But I trust him, all right? He's family. And, no. I just need you to trust him, too.
Fine.
He'll come through for us. Eventually.
But I mean, come on, you have to at least just for 1 second consider the possibility.
See? Trust.
Nate and Sam get to the window and take off their jumpsuits that were covering their suits, as we meet up with a familiar face.
Sully?
Know what I love about partying with a bunch of crooks?
What's that?
Nobody cares if you smoke indoors.
It's been a while.
Too long, boyo.
Sully's looking as sexy as ever with some next-gen graphics. Nate, Sully, and Sam make a plan to steal the cross by having Sam steal a waiter's outfit to get close to the cross for when Nate shuts off the power, and Sam can take it in the darkness before the backup power comes on. Nate and Sam go through a back door, and Sully stays behind when he's met by this game's kind of secondary villain, Nadine Ross, played by Laura Bailey, who has also been in every game ever. Sam gets a waiter's clothes and Nate makes his way to the breaker when Rafe walks up to Sully and reveals that he hired Nadine and her mercenaries called Shoreline to search St. Dismas' cathedral in Scotland. Sully and Rafe make polite conversation, and Rafe tries to appear polite until he loses composure and threatens Sully.
Nadine, I think your partner here has had too many Bloody Marys.
Cut the bullshit, old man. scammed your way in here. But if you think about bidding on Avery's cross, I can tell you exactly how you're going to be leaving in a goddamn
Rafe!
fire. Well, you get my point.
Sam gets in position when Nate finds out that it's going to take him a little bit longer to get to the breaker than he thought. Sully is forced to start giving bids to stop the cross from being sold to Rafe in a pretty tense scene until Nate finally gets to the breaker and turns off the power, and Sam steals the cross.
Okay, let's ruin this asshole's evening.
Anyone else? We are going once. Going twice? Then I shall sell it for 500,000. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. The backup power will come on shortly.
It's gone! Sbarrate tutte le uscite! Nessuno deve lasciare la via! Nessuno! Move it! Get out of the way! Stop him! Hey! Stop that guy! Fermo! What are you doing? You're letting him get away! Do you speak? Sparisci.
Fine.
Nate is making his way to Sam and Sully when he runs into Nadine, who absolutely kicks his ass. I've seen people have a problem with this because girl can't be stronger than boy, but I think Nadine is simply faster than Nate, and she's a trained martial artist, unlike Nate, so I really don't mind it. Nadine throws Nate out of a window, and he lands in the ballroom where we have a really good shootout until Sully shows up with the getaway car and the awesome auction house heist sequence comes to an end. Later at a hotel, Sam breaks open the cross to find a piece of paper inside the cross with Henry Avery's birth and death date on it. They deduce that they need to go to the cemetery in Scotland near the cathedral that Rafe has been searching. Sully finds out that Nate has been lying to Elena about this whole adventure and says that Nate needs to tell her because she would understand, but Nate decides to lie to her again and say that the Malaysia job is going to take a little bit longer than they expected. Sully drops off Nate and Sam and they go to a cemetery and find a grave with Henry Avery's alias name on it, and they turn the skull on the grave that opens up a secret entrance in the ground where we get a pretty okay puzzle that unlocks a door where Sam and Nate hear Nadine and Rafe discussing what happened at the auction house. Nadine says that she thinks Rafe chose not to steal the cross before it went up for auction, just to draw Nate out so that he would have some competition and beat the great Nathan Drake to Henry Avery's treasure to add to his legacy. Nate and Sam leave when they find an initiation into Henry Avery's pirate crew, where they have to not be greedy and only take one piece. When they're successful, a light shines down from the ceiling in the shape of Madagascar, with a star in King's Bay. Just then, Nadine and her men show up, and one of her men takes too much off the scale, and the floor collapses beneath them. Nate and Sam escape and get back to Sully's plane, where they tell him to head to King's Bay. Nate calls Elena again, and lies to her another time, and tells her that the Malaysian job is going to take even longer than he thought. She offers to buy a ticket to be with him, and he tells her not to. We can see the visual uncertainty on her face as we fade to Nate, Sully, and Sam in Madagascar. We get a really cool scene where the Jeep falls off a cliff, but the wench saves the gang from falling. Eventually they find a tower, and inside is a map showing 12 towers, all with the sigil of a pirate captain who joined Avery's crew. They use the coin from earlier to narrow down their search to just 2 towers, but after years of wear and tear they can't tell which tower it's supposed to be, so Nate and Sully walk through a farmer's market and pet a little lemur guy along the way, and go to the tower with the balance sigil, and Sam goes to one with the trident. We get Avery's second astrology-related puzzle inside the clock tower. And once Nate gets to the top and rings the bell falls and we get a great spectacle sequence.
Go, climb. Gotta get up.
Holy shit!
Nate and Sully go into the underground chamber of the clock tower and solve one of the harder puzzles of the series. Nate sends Sam pictures of what they found on his phone when he gets a call.
Sam, did you get the photos?
Here I am. I'm calling what I thought was Sullivan's phone, and look who picks up. How you been, Nate?
Hey, Rafe. It's been a long time. How did you get this number? Sullivan leave it on a cocktail napkin?
I wish. That only would have cost me a few shots of rum, right? No, I had to pay top dollar to find you guys.
Yeah. I hope you didn't spend too much on this whole Avery thing. I hear the competition's fierce.
Yeah, you pulled off some clever moves there. But in the end, all that matters is who gets to Avery's treasure first.
Well, that sounds like a bet.
Hey, Nate, you know I'm always game, but my partner, well, she prefers to mitigate unnecessary risks.
Wow. Rafe Adler, taking orders from somebody else. Oh, how times have changed.
Look, Nate, I'm gonna make you a one-time offer here. You drop everything. Go home, live your life. I'm willing to forgive and forget. For old time's sake.
As tempting as that sounds, Rafe, I gotta say, I'm not normally the kind of guy who likes to quit while he's ahead.
Okay. Rodeus Quota sent you for God and liberty. These are nice pictures, Nate. Good composition.
You hacked our phones.
You stole my cross. Listen, Nate. If you're half as smart as you think you are, you'll accept my offer. What's it gonna be?
Listen, as nice as it's been to catch up with you, I really gotta take this call, so...
Well, Nate, one more thing. Nate!
What?
You do realize that your phones are equipped with GPS, right? I'll see you soon, buddy.
So Nate destroys Sully's phone and they go to rescue Sam from Rafe's men in the best part of the game. Some people say that this is the best spectacle sequence in the franchise. I don't quite agree with that, but it's definitely top 3 or 4. An armored truck crashes into the farmer's market and Nate and Sully fight off Rafe's men before getting into the four-wheeler and driving through the town, crashing through fences, driving over roofs, all while being chased and shot at by the armored truck before spotting Sam and being chased by Rafe's men on a bridge. Nate uses a grappling hook to hang off of a moving crane and hanging off the side of the bridge while crashing through scaffolding, being dragged through the water, dodging some wind structure and a boat before getting dragged through the mud and fighting off enemies on motorcycles and cars, and hands down the best on the rails sequence in any Uncharted game. Nate takes down tons of enemy vehicles and crashes into them while controlling enemy four-wheelers. Nate catches up to Sam as the armored truck crashes into him. Nate gets strapped onto the four-wheeler before crawling out of the flames, and Sam rescues him on his motorcycle as the armored truck chases them on the motorcycle through shipping containers. Nate shoots out the truck's engine until it blows up and flies through the air, and Sam and Nate barely escape before it reaches them. Nate and Sam meet up with Sully at their hotel room and discuss the information Nate was trying to send Sam before their phones got hacked by Rafe. They go inside their hotel room, and I'll just play what happens next in its entirety.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that treasure is as good as ours. Shit.
How's the Malaysia job going, Nate? Seems like you're a hair off course.
Elaine, it's not what it looks like.
Really? Because what it looks like is that you're searching for Henry Avery's buried treasure. And given the shoreline soldiers that are all over town, I'd bet you're not the only ones looking for it.
All right, well, I guess it's kind of what it looks like. But I can explain. Look, it's gonna sound crazy.
Try me.
Well, for starters, this is Sam. Sam Drake. My brother. Hi.
I'm sorry.
I thought he had died in a Panamanian jail, but I was obviously very wrong. He's been stuck in there for 15 years, and it's because of me. And the guy who broke him out wants a lot of money, and the only way we can pay off the debt is Avery's treasure. But that's the good news. We found it. It's on an island just off the coast.
Okay, just stop. Was there ever a Malaysia job?
Come on, wait. Elena, wait!
I don't get you.
Look, I wanted to tell you.
You know what? Enough.
No, I wanted to, but how could I?
I don't know. Just say it.
I had to protect you.
That is bullshit, Nate. You just didn't have the nerve to face me again.
I knew you would react like this.
How would you react? You lied to me for weeks. If you were killed, I wouldn't have even known about it. And now you have a brother. Who are you?
Come on. I'm me. Come on, it's me. It's different this time.
Oh my God.
I have to save him. I don't even care about the treasure.
The look on your face when you walked into this room. If you're done lying to me, then you should stop lying to yourself. I got a plane to catch. You do what you have to do.
Hey. Hey, what are you doing? Go after her.
We're not done here.
Well, maybe we should be.
What are you saying?
I'm saying maybe there's a smarter way to save Sam.
Such as?
Such as we give him a new identity. We put him in hiding somewhere.
He's been in prison for 15 years. He's not going into hiding.
Okay, fine. You go after your wife. Sam and I will head off for Libertalia.
Without me? Come on, you'll get both of you killed.
Really? Kid, I've been doing this for a hell of a long time. I think I might be able to
Hey,
handle...
you want to be helpful, Sullivan? Go keep an eye on her.
Whatever you say.
You need a hand?
I got it. Let's go pack your bags.
Yeah, after the game distracts us with the single best chapter of the series, with the clock tower destruction, the discovery of the next location in the treasure hunt, and the amazing truck chase, the reality of the situation comes crashing down on the player and Nathan. Nate has been caught in his countless lies, and now his marriage is on the line. Nate is 100% in the wrong. I don't care what anybody says. I believe that if he had just simply told Elena that he was trying to save his brother's life, yeah, she would have been understanding. Stupid little idiot Nathan even disrespects Sully. Sully, his father figure, the one who saw right through Nate's crap and predicted that this exact situation was bound to happen sooner or later. Sully goes after Elena, and Nate and Sam go to the island that they tracked down from Avery's puzzle, and even though he's trying to hide it, you can tell that Nate is on his very last nerve with Sam, after what he sacrificed to get to this point.
You know, it is just us here. You're allowed to feel just a little bit of excitement over this.
I'll get excited when we get Alcazar's noose off your neck. Come on.
Okay.
What?
I said okay.
No. Your okays are never just okay. It usually means the opposite of okay.
Rafe's men show up on boats, and we get back to the opening scene of the game when Sam and Nate are separated by the boat crashing into them. Nathan wanders onto the island looking for Sam, and Nathan is at literal rock bottom at this point. He gets up, fights off a few of Rafe's men, and finds a pick that adds another element to climbing. Whenever you see this specific texture in the wall, Nate sticks the pick into the rock to get a better grip. Eventually Nate runs into Sam, and Nate tells Sam that they should just give up and go home. Just then, Nate and Sam see Henry Avery's pirate sigil and decide to go a little bit further.
Whoa.
What do you see?
No houses, wide street. Clearly a commercial district of some kind.
Yes, thank you for that, Nathan. Come on. What do you see?
You just want to hear me say it, don't you?
Really want to hear you say it.
All right. Libertalia.
Libertalia! The long lost legendary pirate utopia discovered after 300 years by one Samuel Drake. And his younger, slightly less charming brother who happened to be tagging along for the ride. You know, I always knew you'd make something of yourself one day.
Yeah, just so you know, it's not my first lost city.
You should just enjoy the moment.
Nate and Sam finally find Henry Avery's pirate utopia known as Libertalia. Libertalia is by far the least interesting looking of the lost cities in the franchise, but what it lacks in awe factor, it more than makes up for in story. In every other Uncharted game, we get to the city at the very end of the game, after all its history has been explained to us throughout the game. But this time around, we're only a little halfway through the game, and even Nate doesn't know the complete story of this place. So getting to unfold the plot of what happened to Libertalia with Nate as he figures it out for himself in real time is much more interesting in my opinion. Nate and Sam make their way to a library where they find evidence of the citizens of Libertalia revolting against Henry Avery, his right-hand man Thomas II, and the other pirate captains for hiding away the wealth of Libertalia. Nate and Sam spot a building in the distance that they think is their next location when the library is blown up by Rafe's men in a really cool sequence that combines elements of the house fire from Uncharted 3, the crumbling building slide, as well as the collapsing bridge from Uncharted 2. Nate gets separated from Sam in all the chaos and Nadine shows up. And just like Lazarevich, she expresses that Nate is clearly the better treasure hunter and she should be working with him instead of Rafe. Nadine is about to beat Nate's ass again, but then Sam falls through the air to tackle Nadine from above. Nate and Sam tell her to just walk away, but she chooses to fight them instead. Nadine throws Nate out of a window for the second time and beats up Sam until Nate swings back into the building and hits her with a badass flying punch that breaks the floor beneath them. They all fall into a cliffside as Rafe shows up.
Samuel, you okay? I guess you knew this moment was coming, huh?
Hey! Come on, man. You already got us. Take it easy. Come on now, you're a businessman. Let's just work out a deal.
Oh, a deal? Oh, yeah. Love to hear what you have in mind. Oh, you can go ahead. I'm listening.
Right. You want to find Avery's treasure? We'll help you find it.
And in exchange, I let you live?
Yeah. That and a small cut.
The gauchos on this guy.
Just enough to get him his freedom, okay?
His freedom?
Nathan.
Yeah. He did hard time. Our time. And the guy who broke him out, Hector Alcazar, he owes him a lot of money.
Whoa. What the hell are you talking about, Nate? Hector Alcazar died in a shootout in Argentina like 6 months ago. I'm the one that got Samuel out. Oh. Wow. What did he tell you? Sam, what kind of story did you cook up? Alcazar? Really? You lied? You lied to your baby brother?
We're wasting time.
Just a second.
So yeah, Alcazar was never Sam's cellmate, and Sam has been out of prison for 2 years searching for the second cross with Rafe before finding and roping Nate back into the hunt. Which begs the question, how did nobody hear about Alcazar's death besides Rafe? In Madagascar, Sully even says that he used to work with Alcazar a long time ago. Alcazar is a very famous drug lord, and it's not like he died a few weeks ago. He died half a year ago, and still, nobody heard about it.
He spent the last 2 years tracking down a second St. Dismas cross. You know what? He did it all with me.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's bullshit.
Oh. Sam, care to refute?
Nate.
Oh, Sam. Jesus, no.
Listen, Avery's treasure was ours. It was always ours.
I left my life for you.
Rafe goes to shoot Nate, but Sam takes the bullet for him, and Nate falls down the cliff into the river below. And we fade back to young Sam and Nate arriving at the mansion to find their mom's old stuff. They search around the mansion and take a picture. This is the photo from the beginning of the game that Nathan couldn't look at. Now we know why. He didn't want to see Sam's face and bring up old wounds. Nate and Sam find their mom's old journals just as the owner of the mansion catches them and holds them at gunpoint. Sam tells her who they are and why they're there, and the old woman says that she used to work with Sam and Nate's mom on research regarding Henry Avery and Sir Francis Drake. So not only is Sam and Nate's hunt for Avery's treasure just something that they've always wanted to do, and it's obviously not about saving Sam anymore. It was about finishing their late mom's work. The woman agrees to let them free, and just then the police arrive. When the old woman goes to talk to the police, she has a heart attack. Nate and Sam run away to avoid getting charged with their death, and since they're on the run, Nathan and Samuel Morgan change their names to Sam and Nathan Drake in honor of their mom's passion for St. Francis. Just like Marlo mentioned in Uncharted 3, Drake isn't Nathan's real name. It's actually pretty cool how much that scene ties into Uncharted 4. We fade back to Nate telling Elena the story of him and Sam and why he never brought him up. He and Elena go to save Sam from Rafe. As Nate and Elena fight off Rafe's men and traverse the jungle, they slowly talk through what Nate has done and why he did what he did.
I wasn't trying to protect you. It's just, I made a promise that I was done with this life.
We both did.
Yeah, but I broke it. I didn't tell you because I was afraid.
Afraid of what?
Of losing you. I guess I was, protecting myself. You know?
After a few combat sequences, we get a cool scene where Elena escapes a waterfall, and Nate is about to fall, but he uses the grappling hook and saves himself at the last moment, and the four-wheeler is destroyed. Another improved aspect of gameplay on Uncharted 4 is that there aren't just 2 or 3 big set pieces and that's it. There's huge action, but there's also little bite-sized moments like this, evenly spread out through the game. Eventually, Nate and Elena find Henry Avery's mansion in a section of Libertalia known as New Devon.
Hey, Nate. Check it out.
It's another sigil. Oh my God.
What?
It's them. Elena, these are the pirate captains that founded Libertalia. What the hell happened here?
Well, I'm no forensics expert, but I would say... bad drinks?
Apparently.
So what was this? Some kind of wealthy pirate suicide cult?
Yeah, not likely. Not these guys.
On behalf of Lord Avery, I invite you to my manor at sundown tomorrow. The time has come to abandon our animosities and reunite under the banner of God and liberty. Signed, Thomas, too.
What do you bet? Thomas 2, Henry Avery. Looks like our hosts didn't stick around to clean up their mess.
Well, that wasn't very gracious of them.
Okay, so these guys sparked a full-scale revolt when they claimed the treasure for themselves. Now, they took care of the colonists, but then they had to deal with each other. And I'm guessing things got pretty messy. So, Avery and 2 invite them up here to, what was it?
Abandon our animosities.
Abandon the animosities. Avery makes a grand toast. For God and liberty! Arg, ahoy, mateys, all that. And they all take a swig. Except these 2. And just like that, all the treasure of Libertalia becomes the sole possession of 2 men. These are some of history's greatest pirates, and they all perished in an instant at this very table.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So Henry Avery and Thomas 2 poisoned all the other pirate founders of Libertalia and hid away the treasure on Avery's ship. Nate and Elena go into some caves and they find where Henry Avery truly went insane. They find a ton of tied up hands hanging from the ceiling with a sign that reads, "The hands that stole from me." They run past a bunch of exploding mummies until they find more bones hanging from the ceiling, this time a bunch of rib cages with a sign that says, "The hearts that harden against me." And then a ton of jaws with a sign that says, "The mouths that spoke ill of me." Nate finds a key that unlocks a booby-trap door that leaves Nate and Elena hung up in the air with a line of exploding mummies getting closer to them when Nate grabs a sword from a body and cuts them free, but an explosion throws them out the door.
Thanks, Captain Avery. It's just like old times, huh? Lena? Lena? Hey. Hey. Lena, come on. Lena!
My hero.
Oh, no, you didn't do that. No!
Ferris Bueller, you're my hero.
You're kidding?
That's not funny.
Oh, you have done much worse.
Nate and Elena spot Sam running away from Rafe's men, and we get a pretty tough final gauntlet of enemies on the 2 destroyed pirate ships before Nate and Elena meet up with Sam. He's about to apologize, but they get interrupted by a rocket launcher, and the explosion separates them. Nate is attacked by 2 armored trucks, and he blows one up with an RPG, and he runs away from the second truck just like in Uncharted 2. Right before it gets to him, Sully reappears and blows it up and saves Nathan. Nate and Sully run into Elena and Sam and decide to leave the island.
Okay, I found his map of the island. Okay? That's his ship right under that mountain. That's where our treasure is. And it is exactly where Rafe is headed right now while we stand around here and argue like idiots.
What if he's already left the island and his ship sunk somewhere out there in the middle of the ocean?
Then we find out where it got sunk.
Oh, boy.
How long we been chasing this thing, huh? You and me. No offense to these guys, but they don't get it.
Actually, Sam, they do. They really do.
Okay.
Trust me, they've seen this kind of obsession before. Sam, we're not those kids anymore. We're not. And we got nothing to prove.
Victor, where's that plane?
Sam reluctantly comes with the group and they go across a gap to get to Sully's plane. Sam gets separated from the group and runs away to get Avery's treasure. Nate, Elena, and Sully go after him, but the cart they used to get Nate above the wall rolls back and breaks. With no way up, Nate leaves Elena and Sully behind to go rescue Sam.
He is not going to leave without a fight.
Yeah, well, then I'll fight him if I have to, but either way, I'm bringing him back. Just get the plane as close to the mountain as you can and be ready for a quick getaway.
Like there's another kind?
It's not fair.
Huh?
Doing the dishes, we take turns. Don't even think about not coming back.
Nate gets inside the mountain and hears Nadine and Rafe arguing. Nadine wants to leave the island with the treasure that they've collected so far, and Rafe obviously wants all of it. He also wants to stop Sam from reaching the ship. Rafe slaps Nadine, she punches Rafe, and holds a gun to his head, and one of her henchmen turns against her. This specific shoreline henchman named Orca will be a lot more important in the Lost Legacy. Rafe forces Nadine to come to the ship with him. Nate swims to Avery's ship as a booby trap blows a hole in the side of the boat. Nate climbs in through the hole and finds Sam pinned down under a wooden beam. Nate tries to pull it off of him when Rafe shows up.
I'm getting him out of here.
No, you're not.
Rafe, you can have the treasure, all right? Just let me save my brother.
After everything he's done? How noble of you. But no.
We stay here any longer and we're all dead. Is that what you want?
It's not what I said. What do you think, Nadine? Good to see you up and about. Be a dear and relieve Nate there of his gun.
Hand it over.
You really think you can trust him?
Not your concern.
Now, why are you trying to instigate? Nate? Nadine and I are partners. I don't screw over my partners. Get over there. You and your brother, though. Right from the start, you took advantage of my generosity. You tried to cut me out, and it's high time you learn. What are you doing?
Now you give me your gun.
Nadine?
I won't ask you again.
You are being profoundly stupid right now.
Look over there.
Stop screwing around. Jesus!
I said look!
Okay, it's a couple of skeletons. So what?
I don't know as much about history as you boys, but I've got a pretty good idea who those two are.
Well, enlighten us.
It's Avery and two. They killed each other.
Good for them. What's the point?
Everyone obsessed with his treasure gets what they deserve.
So what, you're just leaving us here to die?
Oh, I'm just leaving. Whether you die or not, I don't really care.
Nadine, wait.
So long, Rafe.
Nate tries to convince Rafe to help him save Sam so that they can all escape, but Rafe says that he won't be able to fully enjoy his victory unless Sam and Nate are dead.
Come on, help me with Sam and I'll help you open the door.
No, I'm not going to be able to enjoy one of these coins, knowing that you and your worthless brother are still sucking air.
Just calm down. You can practice your fencing when we get outside.
Nate, just shut up.
Nate dodges Rafe's attack until Rafe pins him to the ground.
I have sacrificed everything to find Avery, and I'm not gonna let a couple of two-bit thieves, a senile con man, and a washed-up journalist take that away from me!
Nate breaks free and takes the sword out of the other pirate's body.
You care about that parade of losers so much. I'm going to make sure they join you.
On guard, dickhead.
Nate and Rafe sword fight in the flaming ship, and while the sword fighting mechanics leave a lot to be desired, this is still the best final fight in the series. Eventually, Rafe knocks Nathan's sword out of his hand and onto the ground, and he's about to kill Nathan when Sam wakes up and slides the other sword over to him.
So long, Nathan Drake.
Nathan!
I don't know what to give up. That's good. Don't hand it to me. I had everything handed to me on a goddamn silver platter. I earned this. All of it.
You want the treasure, Rafe? It's all yours.
Crushed by the one thing he has obsessed over his entire life, Rafe is killed. Just like Avery and 2, Rafe couldn't let go and he paid the price for it. Nate tries to get the beam off Sam, but Sam tells him to leave and escape. Nate is about to leave when he comes up with a plan. Nate blows a hole in the ship with a cannon, and water floods the boat. The water helps Nate lift the beam off of Sam, and they both swim out of Avery's cave as the ship burns around them. We fade to Nate, Sam, Elena, and Sully on a dock as Nate and Sully share their final scene together.
Sure I can't give you a lift home?
After the last few days, I think I'd like a plane with drink service and reclining seats. Plus, she and I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, you do. And no more late-night phone calls about one last time.
Promise. Thanks, Sully.
Take care, kid. Don't be a stranger.
Next time you're in town, beers are on me.
I'll hold you to that.
Elena and Sam make amends, and Nate leaves with Elena to go home and have a long overdue talk.
So, Victor, what's next for you?
Well, before I got dragged into this, I was working on a business deal of sorts.
Of sorts? Dangerous?
With these people, yeah. It's up there.
Well, I just so happen to know a certain someone recently out of prison who might be perfect for this kind of work.
Ooh, I don't know. Is he trustworthy?
More or less.
How's his Portuguese?
Quando seu marido voltar para casa?
What's that mean?
How long before your husband gets home?
That'll do. Come on.
You got any more of those cigars?
Don't push your luck.
Sam and Sully decide to team up, and we cut to Nathan at the office when Jameson comes in and tells him that he's retiring because someone has bought the company.
So who's the sap who's gonna buy this place?
Oh, you are.
What? No, come on, seriously.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Wait, Jameson. Hey, wait up, man.
Hey. Morning, guys.
What are you doing here?
Just thought I'd take, one final look.
Already gave your husband the keys.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is this for real?
Nate, all you need to know is that you'd be making a very wise investment. Do the right thing here. Call me when you're through.
You got it.
Elena explains that she's going to revive her old show, and Nate will be the diver for the company as she films their discoveries. She also reveals that she got the permits for the Malaysia job, and Nate agrees to her idea.
What do you say, Nathan Drake?
Sure, why not? Yeah, as long as I don't have to do any paperwork.
Well, I can't do it. I'm gonna have my hands full with the camera.
Well, I'm gonna have my hands full with all the diving.
Okay. Fine. We'll take turns.
Yeah. Or I could play for it.
Seriously?
No, listen, I have been practicing. I'm getting good.
No.
My hand-eye is way better than it used to be. Really?
I cannot do that to you again.
Are you afraid to play me?
I am so not afraid
On a
to
scale
play
of
you.
1 to 10, how scared are you to play me?
Like a 3.
Yeah, well, jack that up to like 11, all right? Because I'm coming for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my. That's... Okay. Fine.
But that isn't where Uncharted 4 ends. We fade to an epilogue of a teenage girl looking for her mom and dad when she finds probably my favorite collectible note in any game. A letter from Sully to Nate letting him know that him and Sam have since retired and are coming to visit. It's just a little gift to the fans to let us know that Sully is still around and a part of Nate's life. The girl searches around and finds a key to a secret cabinet where she can find some treasures from the previous game. She also finds Nate's mom's journal. The girl opens it up to find the picture Nate and Sam took in the mansion, as well as a picture of Nate, Sully, and Elena from the end of Uncharted 1. Just then, Nate and Elena walk in to find her with the journal.
Hey, I said don't be mad.
Keys. So, what did you see?
Nothing really. Well, just that photo of you two and Sully. With a bunch of Spanish-looking treasure. And a shotgun. Yeah.
This is bound to happen sometime. Maybe we should just tell her.
She's not ready for it.
Ready for what? All that crazy shit in there?
Language.
Yeah, language.
Sorry. But you guys are literally keeping skeletons in your closet. Or at least a silver skull of some kind.
You know, I don't think I'm ready for this. Really?
Nate, it's time to have the talk.
Yeah, it's totally time. Wait, which talk are we talking about here?
She's just a kid.
She's older than you and Sam when you started all of this.
That is different, and you know it.
Okay, look, if you guys were into some shady stuff, it's totally cool. But I think I'm old enough to know about it, right?
Old enough. How old are you again?
Haha, funny. Mom?
All right.
Well, let's see. For me, it started when this guy called me up with a scoop on a massive historical find. It sounded like a complete fraud.
Yeah, handsome fraud.
No, I hadn't even met him yet.
Oh, she knew. She knew.
So this fraud says, if you fund the trip, then I'll give you the coffin of Sir Francis Drake.
And for the record, I totally delivered.
Yeah, you delivered us into the hands of Indonesian pirates.
No, come on. You know I had nothing to do with that.
Okay, guys, time out. You're saying that you were attacked by pirates after you found the coffin of Sir Francis Drake. Is that right?
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
right.
it. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Language.
Crap.
Better.
Alright, so keep going.
You know what? The sun is up, boat's ready, wind is just right. You want to continue the story? I say we do it on the water. Come on.
Well, wait, what'd Francis Drake look like? Was it gross?
Actually, he wasn't in there. Yeah, just his journal with a map to El Dorado.
The City of Gold?
That's the legend. Turns out it was just a statue, a cursed statue.
No way, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. But I'll get back to that later. See, the map led us to the
Nathan Drake's story comes to an end with him and Elena telling stories of their adventures to their daughter on a boat ride, living happily ever after. And that was Uncharted 4. This game is an absolute masterpiece. It has the best villain, the best combat, the best climbing, the best character interactions, the best story. It's the best looking of the series and it still looks amazing to this day. And it has the freaking grappling hook.
Oh my god, he's so goddamn cool!
Not only is this debatably the best Uncharted game, this is without a doubt one of the best video games of all time. I mean, the fact that they pulled off a secret, unmentioned brother, and even more than that, they pulled it off well. It gives an extremely satisfying ending to every single character. It takes the opportunity to do things that just make so much sense for the Uncharted series, such as a heist, pirate treasure, even just adding little things like Nathan reaching out his hand when it's safe to jump instead of just assuming and having to restart after falling, all while focusing on how the treasure hunt is affecting the characters instead of just the hunt itself, and all while giving an incredible ending. It's all just amazing. Speaking of the ending, I genuinely hope that we never see Nathan Drake again. Now hear me out, even though you all know I love Nathan Drake. He's an amazing character. I think that his retirement should not be changed at all. Uncharted 4 is a perfect finale for the franchise and Nathan's character, and bringing him back for another adventure would completely ruin the entire point of this game. If they want to make another game, I would say make it about a grown-up Cassie, or what I would really like, a game about Sam and Sully's adventures that they went on after they partnered up at the end of this game. I mean, they already made a spin-off game, so who says they couldn't do a few more with some of the other great characters? Speaking of spin-offs, next time I'll be covering Chloe and Nadine's solo adventure in Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. But for now, I'll be giving the amazing Uncharted 4: A Thief's End another 10 out of 10.